What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. MTG here with another episode. If you're new to the channel, hi there. So this M4 15-inch MacBook Air is my main machine. It's the machine that runs this YouTube channel. It's the machine that runs my other YouTube channels and essentially the MTG brand. And that is saying a lot because this is a powerful computing device for what you get. Do I need an M4 or right now the M5 chipset? No. Once the M5 MacBook Air comes out, I probably will switch to that. But this takes care of so many things without ever, stuttering or lagging or any of that sort. It's just been great. But I kind of want to talk about my use of this since its launch earlier this year. About 7-ish months going into month 8 fairly quickly. So this does not have a fan. The Airs do not have a fan, so just do keep that in mind. If you are going to run heavy, intensive tasks, it's going to get a little bit warm to the touch, which as of late, Final Cut Pro has been getting a tad bit warm with this, but not to the point where I can't use it. Just feels a little bit warm. So the fanless chassis is going to get a little bit warm. Now, it is, still a great computing device, even though it doesn't have that fan, but just, again, something to keep in mind. I have right here the sky blue. I've essentially tried out all the colors now for the MacBook Air, and I really hope that Apple does release a little bit more colorful colors made for the MacBook Air lineup, or just a space black for this MacBook Air. That would be phenomenal. This 15-inch is one that I upgraded from a 13-inch M2. I upgraded about 2 years ago when Apple decided to release a 15-inch MacBook Air. I was like, hey, get a larger screen without going pro, and I got it right here, and I've been happy ever since. Will I downgrade to a 13-inch? Maybe in the future, but for right now, I'm very happy with what I have right now. Maybe with M5, I may downgrade to a 13-inch, but just, up the internals. We'll see, but for right now, like I said, I'm happy with it. It's great. It's fantastic for screen real estate. But again, let's say I'm using this on my lap. It is a little bit, on the bigger side, so a 13-inch would work better. But because I am using it mainly for editing videos, it's just been great in that regards. The overall build quality, though, here it remains high. The hinge is great. The keyboard, the trackpad, they all perform consistently well. I love the trackpad. I love the keyboard. It's great. Speakers on this get pretty loud. It's got two USB-C ports on the side, Thunderbolt ports. It's got a headphone jack on the right-hand side, which I never use. Never have touched it. It does have a notch, which is come on, why is there a notch? I don't know. I hope they get rid of it soon. It doesn't have a 120 hertz display, which I'm fine with as well. This display, just in general, is phenomenal. It does get really dusty and it does collect a lot of fingerprints. I gotta tell you that. So it's pretty, I always have to keep cleaning this and it gets dirty real quick. So that is a little bit, that's one of the downsides of this. But the brightness, the color fidelity, it remains strong. The dark scenes on the video still looks rich. Colors remain very accurate. And if you're going to use this for, a lot of multitasking features, because of it being a 15-inch, you're going to get that more screen real estate. So if you're going to be editing documents, running multiple windows, using an external display, which this does support. I only have one external display, which you see in the background. It's I've been using this going on to my 4th year. A 32-inch Samsung M8 4K Smart TV monitor, which is great. They do have an updated version, and I'll be leaving a link in the description down below. I kind of was thinking about getting 2 Samsung M8 monitors, but as of right now, I think I'm fine with just one. And it does support that, 2 displays with this open and closed, which is awesome. Previously, it didn't have that, which is kind of weird, but now you can use your MacBook Air open or closed, which is awesome. Absolutely do appreciate it. Now, how has the performance been on this? And also, by the way, this wallpaper is just a little bit enlarged, but it's my latest wallpaper pack. It is called Lava Flow, I'll be leaving a link in the description down below, like right here. This is on my Pixel 10 Pro. The screen protector I actually did crack. I don't even know how I just pulled it out of my pocket. It was kind of cracked. But anyway, Lava Flow, links will be in the description down below. Absolutely love it. But how has the performance and the software held up? So it's the M4 chipset. I have 512 gigs of storage, and it's been performing great. You know, for heavier tasks like rendering, it does get warm to the touch, but it's fine. It's not like I'm going crazy with, you know, my workflow. 2-3 streams of 1080p footage. Yes, 1080p. I'm not even doing 4K footage, and it still, you know, performs fairly well. I do have a couple, you know, transitions and effects, but nothing too crazy. My workflow for Final Cut Pro is it's kind of straightforward, and trying to push out more consistency, you know, more quantity right now rather than quality. But I am, you know, planning on shifting towards quality over quantity in the near future. But as of right now, I'm kind of just on that workflow, going over, you know, quantity over quality. And I guess it changes from, you know, brand to brand, channel to channel, whatever the case may be. But it's tackled Final Cut Pro without any problems. It's tackled, you know, everything I do on Safari, planning my business through Notion, and I'll be leaving some of my Notion templates down below. In fact, I'm gonna actually open up right here. Let's do this. Let's go to, for example, let's go to like my social media content planner. This is just one that I have that you guys can take a look at. And I also do have right here a video planner template that I use. Straightforward. Again, you can see right here the content ideas, video scripts, bullet planning, thumbnail, record, edit, upload, and publish. This is how I track my videos. And then I also do have a finance tracker that you guys can use. Again, all of these will be in the links down below. But this right here, the video planner, has been the biggest thing for me. Then I have other things right here, like my MTG weekly to-do list. Let me know if you guys want to see like a separate thing of how I use Notion completely. I have like my shorts, reels ideas, and review, you know, product review, and then like the video ideas for those. And I'm trying to take a lot of, you know, integration with ChatGPT and kind of shift it over here, as that's been a huge help for the channel. But overall, it's been great. After 7 months, I haven't noticed any major slowdowns or performance degradation. Apps launch really quick. Multitasking is fluid. Mac OS updates have been very smooth right now. I am running the latest Mac OS 26 Tahoe. So far, it's been great. The machine still integrates very well with, you know, my ecosystem, with my iPhone, my iPad mini, and my Apple Watch, and pretty much AirDrop is like one of the key things, especially since I use my iPhones for recording content. Like it just integrates so well. I absolutely love it. Like you just can't go wrong with it. AirDrop here and there, yes, you can go wrong, but for most times you can't go wrong with it. Sometimes it just needs like a recalibration, so you have to like turn off, restart your MacBook or restart your iPhone, and then it kind of gets back into the things. But for most people, I think this M4 chipset is going to perform very well. Like I know M5 has, you know, released, and it's going to continue to release with an M5 MacBook Air probably coming out in the spring. But for the most part, this is going to take care of everyone's needs. And if you are going to college, if you are, you know, if you just need something that's not too crazy, if you want to get into making content and you need a machine that's not going to break the bank, but that's still going to give you great results, this is it. This MacBook Air will take care of a lot of people's needs. When people ask me like, hey, I have a really old MacBook, like pre-M series, and I want to upgrade, what do I need? First, I ask them what they're looking for, and some just say web browsing, just documents, this, that. MacBook Air. I tell them MacBook Air all the time is the way to go. I use MacBook Air full time to make content. Yes, I have a M4 Mac Mini in the background, which I also use, but that's my desk, my home setup. My main setup, my main computing device that I use for this channel, for my other channels to run MTG, is my M4 MacBook Air. Now, how has the battery life been on this? It has been great. Like I can go 2-3 days while editing for about 2-3 hours a day. continuously, obviously, and I get a lot done, by the way, without needing to charge. And that's also like, browsing the web through Safari, watching videos, again, planning everything through Notion. I spend a lot of time on Notion. I don't need to worry about bringing the MagSafe charger, which is on the side right here. Like, I don't need to worry about it because I can also charge it via USB-C. So that's a huge plus. But the battery life on this has truly been great. And it's not 120 hertz, so it's not going to seep through more power. It's M4 chipset's pretty efficient too. Charging is pretty quick. So that's a huge plus. Like, I'm happy with the battery life. Have I seen some degradation the past 7 months? Yes, but that's only because I'm using it every single day. So that only does make sense, right? But for the most part, the battery life is one of the strong suits of this. The portability, it is portable, but obviously if you go with a 13-inch, it's going to be easier to just carry around and things like that. Like, that's one of just the downsides I've noticed. While I absolutely love the 15-inch and portable, it's not as portable as a 13-inch, and it just makes it easier to kind of carry that wherever you go. Even if you're going with like a small, like a computer bag, it's just easier with a 13-inch. This is easier, but not as easy. But here's kind of what I want to share with you guys, what I like and what I don't like. Large screen, I like. The light body, it's great, ideal for productivity and creative workflows. It's quiet and cool operation, adds to the comfort. I just love the integration with Mac OS and the entire ecosystem with the Apple products. And it's a good value, I believe, for the size and the performance given the upgrade from previous generation and models. If you do plan on getting more storage, keep in mind Apple does charge a lot for jumping from one storage to the next. Like, it's crazy amount for just a little bit of storage. So you may want to carry like a Samsung T7 SSD, and then you won't have any problems. I probably will go like 1 terabyte with this. That's the most I may go, like as of right now at least, with internal storage. But then if I ever upgrade to like a MacBook Pro, may get some more storage, who knows, we'll see. But right now I use a Samsung T7 4 terabyte SSD to kind of take a lot of my video files and move them over to there. There are some things to be aware of and some trade-offs some may consider as trade-offs. The 60 hertz display refresh rate, some may not like that. It's not 120 hertz that competitors do offer, that MacBook Pro offers. So scrolling for some may not feel as fluid. That's to be expected. And then if you are really into high intensive workloads, like high-end video editing, or maybe you're really into just gaming, the lack of the active cooling and the Pro features definitely could be a little bit limiting. The 15-inch size, while it's great for productivity, it means it's slightly less portable, and it may require a bigger bag. And there's only 2 Thunderbolt ports, so do keep that in mind. There's no like SD card port or anything like that. If you use multiple external devices, you may need a hub. So just do keep that in mind. But just to kind of wrap things up, this 15-inch MacBook Air M4 still remains, for me, one of the best laptops I have come to use. And it's going to be the choice that I recommend to a lot of people. After 7 months of regular use, it continues to feel reliable, it's capable, and well worth the investment. I think if you spend a lot of time on a laptop, you value screen real estate, and you want minimal compromise on portability or comfort, this device is going to hit a very strong sweet spot. However, if you demand a lot of work and heavy intensive tasks, like that's your thing, heavy sustained rendering or lots of external ports or cooling headroom, you may want to put this aside and be like, okay, I think I may need a MacBook Pro, which in this case you may be looking at the M5s. And when the M5 Pro and M5 Max, are unveiled probably in January, February, in the first quarter of 2026, you may want to consider those instead. But for many though, this MacBook Air, I think, simply just checks nearly all the boxes: the performance, the ecosystem, the portability, the screen size, the battery life. Everything on this is phenomenal. It is absolutely great. I truly love it. Again, easy recommendation, especially for students getting into college, university, or whatever the case may be, or anyone who's getting into content. You're going to love this. You're going to love this computing device. But I hope you guys did enjoy just hearing me out on my thoughts and experience of using the M4 MacBook Air 15-inch. Like I said, I am running my MTG brand right here. Like, these are devices that I use on the daily to run this channel and to run everything off screen. Like, I'm not going high-end everything. I'm not using a high-end, super high-end camera to record. Most times, other than this A-roll you're seeing, which is recorded by Sony a7 Mark III, a lot of footage recorded with my iPhone 17 Pro, with my iPhone 17. Like, I'm not going high-end on everything. You don't need the latest and greatest equipment to make content. You don't need all of that stuff. That happens with time. Even I don't have the latest and greatest, which I hope that one day I do. But as of right now, this gets the job done, and it gets more than what I normally need to get done. But I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, definitely be sure to smash that like button, comment down below, and best of all, share this video, because it really does help out the channel out a lot. It will help push my content out to more people. Definitely be sure to check out my latest wallpaper pack. Again, it is called Lava Flow. Links will be in the description down below. That's been it for me, and I'll catch you all in the next episode.